Does it depend on what the clutter looks like in your house? Absolutely. It's not even your environment, it's really what's on top of your environment that matters. That's why that garage trick really works. Just a big basket, everything goes in there that's laying out, that's not put away. See, everything has a home. Your home should inspire creativity. And how? How can you inspire creativity? Well, again, this is your definition of creativity. What is your idea of creativity? If dance is your idea of creativity, then have a space to do that in. You know, I like to just create stuff. So an art room is great. And you open up these cabinets and there's paint and crayons and markers, and I mean, you can kind of do anything you want. You could make cards to paint t-shirts. And the kids come up with more ideas than I do, and it's just fun. And so you can go in there, Play-Doh, whatever, you know, you can make whatever you want, but it's your idea of what's creative for you. If you love to cook, your kitchen is your place for creativity. Absolutely. Absolutely. It depends on if you love to garden, you know, it depends on what you love to do. So look at what you're drawn to do, and then use that to fuel your creativity, and just create a little space for yourself. It doesn't have to be huge. Just a small space that inspires creativity. Your home should help clear your mind. And you know, that's really a simple thing to do. We don't think about it, but even softening the lights. I mean, these lights are really bright. They're overwhelming. Having soft floor lamps, candles, you know, scented candles, just the ambiance in a room, it changes everything. You know, there is a difference between taking a bath and shaving your legs and taking a bubble bath by candlelight with a glass of wine. Those are two different events, right? We rush through the first, and the second one you savor. So you could do that in your home. It can be something you can think of your home as, well, if this was a big bubble bath, how would it look? You know, how is it inviting me? What's the ambiance? It's easy to do with just a few candles. You know, those great little things that you put oil in the top and it has different aromas. I love it, from Bed Bath and Beyond or whatever. I love that. And we have a different scent going in every room. You walk in and it's like, oh, this is great. Yeah, come on in, come on in. So your home should clear your mind. Do you have a blank space in your house? Any place in your house. And that's really my challenge to a lot of women, is to start looking at this and going, okay, I want to create a blank space. It's important to see the woodwork. That's feng shui. You got to see what's underneath. You have to see the foundation of stuff. It says something about your life. It's a reflection. It says something about your life. If you're covered up in clutter, right, on the surface, you can't get to your foundation. You can't get to the core. You can't get to the essential of who you are and where you want to go. You miss out. But when you can see some of that foundation, just a little bit of the authentic piece underneath, along with the pretty stuff on top, it works. It's a balance. So your life is a reflection of that tabletop. It's really key, and I want you to look at it that way. I'm going to hand you a handout. Okay, flip your page. Moving on to the letter A. Attitude is everything. And I think our homes have attitudes. Does your home have an attitude? Is it a bad attitude? Is it angry? Is it talking back? You can give your house a timeout, you know. Okay, your home should have an overall feel. Like I said, having a theme that's kind of continuous, that's easy to do. It's easy to do with simple accessories. Like in this one house that we did the safari theme. The safari theme was not in the basics. It had basic slate, neutral tones throughout the house, but it was in the accessories. It was in the pillows, and it was in just some of the floor lamps, some of the vases. It was just in the accessories that we gave it a theme. And the idea behind that was, you know, in 5 years, you might not want to do safari anymore. So if you have a lot of neutral foundational stuff to work with, you can keep changing that theme out every month and drive your husband nuts. Whatever you want to do, you have a lot of latitude if you start off with basic, even neutral stuff. And then just go, what kind of theme do I want? And you can start from room to room to room. Now, we always do a theater room inside our parade houses. So our theater room, and my husband totally decorated this, so I will not, absolutely will not have anything to do with it. You walk in, and it has a great big knight in shining armor and swords, I mean, like, you know, super glued to the wall because I'm paranoid. But and it's just really dark, dark tapestry. So you walk in, it's this big, dark, theater, manly room. And I call it the cave. I don't really go in there unless we have a date for us to watch a movie together. But in another theater room we did a total Egyptian theme. And it has Egyptian wallpaper along the borders and these big columns and Egyptian artifacts all throughout it. And it has a completely different look. Another family wanted a purple, traditional, purple carpet, purple drapes, a great big stage. They have 3 daughters for them to perform on. Completely different look, right? That room could hold its own. The whole house doesn't have to have that purple theme. You can have rooms that accent your house too. So you can have your little room that's just like way off the kilter. It doesn't have to go with the whole theme. You can get brave and courageous and go, this is what I absolutely want to do. My art room is not like any other room in my house, and that's great because it's designed to do something. So your functional rooms can be different. Functional rooms being theater room, sewing room, art room, workout room, playroom, whatever. Sewing room. Okay, attitude is everything. Your rooms should try to flow together though. So when you walk out of one room, there should be a feel of that room you left in the next room. It doesn't mean it has to be the same color, but if you go from a cool room to a warm room, and there's nothing cool in this room, there's nothing to thread it together or tie it together, it feels like you're just entering a completely different space. It's a little uncomfortable, and your house starts to feel dissected. You can walk into a kid's room, that's different. That would be more of a theme room. You know, you want to do pinks and greens for a girl and, you know, all baseball themes for a boy. That's different. That would be more of a functional room. But for the most part, you want something that ties in. Maybe the carpet is what ties in the rooms. Maybe the slate in the bathrooms all tie in together. So you want some sort of thread because, again, that gives your mind the mentality of a feeling of flow throughout your house. It makes it feel better. You don't even know this, but as you go through room from room, it feels like they go together. You know, like they're family. You know, they like each other. They want to be in the same house together. Okay. And your home should be an expression of your personal attitude. You know, so there is a gal in here whose office was bright, bold colors. Her personality, she has bright, bold colors at work. She has a lot of different stuff going on at home that fits who she is. Your house has to fit who you are personally. You know, I'm not a safari type of person. That would get on my nerves. I'm not going to walk into a bunch of animals every day. I have 3 boys. 2 dogs, and a husband. That's enough. I don't need any more. No more fur is needed in my house. What does your home say to you? What do you think of? You know, like I said, my goal when I walked into my house was I wanted you to feel like you needed a glass of wine. So when I walk in my front door, that's what I think of. When I walk in my back door, I think of kids. When I walk in my front door, I think of, oh, a glass of wine. That would be nice. But what do you think of? What's your first impression when you walk in your front door? And what do you want it to be? Because you can change it. What do you want it to be? What does your home say to others? And what do you want your home to say? How is your home a reflection of you? And that's the key, is really your home is an extension of who you are. You know, you're putting up stuff around you. We kind of forget that because we have so many options. And you go to someone else's house and you go, oh, I really like that. Oh, I really like that. That's really cool.